Hey guys, welcome back. Happy New Year. I hope everyone is having a great start to this new year. Hopefully 2022 will be filled with happiness, health and success for everyone watching. So today's video is going to be about the items that are no longer on my luxury wish list and the reasons why. I've done 2 wish list videos relatively recently in the last 4 to 5 months, so I realized there aren't really that many new items on my wish list, but there are items that I have crossed off my wish list. And at the end of the video, I will mention some new items that have made their ways into my wish list. So stay tuned right till the end of the video. And let's get started with the first item that is no longer on my wish list. The first item that has come off my wish list is the Chanel Classic Flap in an amazing color. So I believe this was the last item that I had on my updated 2021 wish list back in September. I mentioned despite the price increases and everything, I would love to add one more classic flap to my collection in a color combination that really steals my heart. So I didn't want a classic color like a black. I do have a medium large flap in the beige clay, which is one of Chanel's classic colors. Well, technically not. Apparently only black is classic. But when I bought the beige clay back in 2015, I think it was actually a classic color. At the time, I filmed the updated 2021 luxury wish list, which was one Chanel price increase ago. The prices of Chanel classic flaps were still really crazy. I believe the small classic flap was already over 10,000 Australian dollars and the medium large I believe was about 12,000 Australian dollars. But I remember thinking just a mere few months ago that if Chanel releases a classic flap in a color that I absolutely just adore, then despite the crazy price, I will probably still add one to my collection. And to this day, if the price wasn't a consideration, I would love to add one more classic flap to my collection. But after the last price increase, I think I've just had it. Now the medium classic flap is over 13,000 Australian dollars, which is just insane because when I bought my beige clair medium classic flap back just 5 or 6 years ago, that bag was around 6,000 Australian dollars. So even though I still love that bag, I just don't think I can physically stomach 13,000 Australian dollars on that bag. And I do actually have a few financial goals that I want to hit this year. And just me thinking about how far my dollar can go if I invested the $13,000 on something else towards one of my financial goals, I just don't think I could do that. And that is not to say that I will never spend that kind of money on a handbag, because I still do have my Hermès Birkin 25 on my wish list. But I've always had that fund set aside to purchase a Birkin 25 because in my humble opinion, I still find the Hermès Birkins and Kellys really worth the money. I mean, nothing's really technically worth the money, but if I was to pay over $10,000 a bag, I would much rather get a Birkin. And if I could just buy everything that I love, of course I would love to get a Birkin, a classic flap, a Kelly and all of that. But if I was to prioritize my spending, and I could only say get one bag of that price point this year, it'll definitely have to be delegated to the Birkin 25. So yeah, the classic flap, I'm just going to be admiring the new beautiful colors from afar because I am sure Chanel will release some beautiful, breathtaking colors in 2022 as well. So I've just decided I am going to admire them from afar. Next up is the Cartier Trinity hoop earrings. I first mentioned these earrings in the September wishlist video as well last year. I first came across these earrings on a Korean drama that I watched on Netflix called Mine, and I just fell in love with the simple elegance of those earrings. So I actually went to Cartier with my bestie and tried them on, and I kind of like them. But the price made me hesitate a little bit. The listed retail price on Cartier website is 3,500 Australian dollars. Those hoop earrings didn't have any diamonds or anything. They were just a 3-tone 18 karat yellow rose and white gold intertwined. But even then I thought, you know what? I really love the style. So I actually went back a few days later to actually purchase them. And guess what, guys? When I went to purchase them, the sales associate actually told me that the price of those earrings is actually 4,500 Australian dollars. So I showed the sales associate what I saw online on Cartier website and the listed price there. and he told me that that particular style is actually a smaller style Trinity earrings. So if I actually see them in person, they will actually look smaller than the ones that I was about to purchase in the boutique. But I just couldn't wrap my head around the size difference, because when I saw the photos of the model wearing these earrings online, they looked like exactly the same size as the ones that I tried in store. And to be honest with you, I was already thinking that these Trinity earrings were a little bit pricey for what they are. So that really put me off it, and I was just not prepared to spend another $1,000 on those. So at the very last minute, when I found out the actual price of the ones in store, I just decided to not buy them. And ever since, I haven't really thought about them. I guess that experience kind of just put me off, and I guess I didn't really love them enough. And you guys may have already noticed, but the earrings that I'm wearing today, these have been my go-to hoop earrings in that sort of similar vibe. And these are just from Ana Luisa. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Ana Luisa or anything, but these are the earrings that I've noticed on their website when I was browsing last year. And after I decided not to get the Trinity earrings, I actually ended up getting these. And these are 14 karat gold plated, and they feel very comfortable in my ears, and I think they look really cute. And I even got the matching rings. So I've decided, you know what? These earrings do just the job that those Trinity earrings would have done for me at a fraction of the cost. I believe these were like under $100, and that's amazing for a pair of earrings that are stylish and 14 karat gold plated. So off you go, Trinity earrings are no longer on my wish list. Item number 3 is a pair of Manolo Blahnik suede pumps that I had on my September wish list again. I do think that they look so elegant, and they are actually quite comfortable. I tried them on at David Jones here in Sydney, and I actually found them very easy to wear and walk in. The reason I removed this one from my wish list is because I do own a couple of pairs of suede pumps in my collection. I've got a nude pair of Gianvito Rossi's, and also a more affordable pair from Sam Adelman in a very similar almond nude color. But guess what? I haven't really been reaching for them. And I think it's because suede is not the most carefree material when it comes to footwear or a handbag or anything really. You can't wear them on a rainy day, or if there's any chance of rain on the day. And it's actually been raining quite a bit here in Sydney lately. So until I actually get to wear these suede pumps that are in my collection already, I don't think it's a very wise idea to purchase another pair just because it's a slightly different design in a different color. So I'm going to have to get somewhere out of the suede pumps that I've already got before I can justify buying another pair. Next up is the Louis Vuitton trunks case that is customizable. I first came across the painted versions of personalized trunk cases when I was in Gold Coast in June last year with my 2 girlfriends, and we found it really fascinating that you can just tell the artist at Louis Vuitton what are some of the paintings that you want, and they will paint it on the canvas for you. And it is a beautiful way to personalize an item that you will keep for a really long time, or even hand them down generations. I think it's a really wonderful, and the specific model that I was interested in was the more entry level one, which is a jewelry box. I believe it's about this size, so it's not a very small jewelry case, but it is a pretty decent size that you can probably store quite a few pieces of your jewelry in. And this item may come back onto my wish list at some point in the future, maybe years down the track. But at the moment, I'm finding myself, I don't really use specific jewelry boxes to store my jewelry pieces because I don't have that many pieces of fine jewelry. I've got a few nice pieces mainly from Cartier and Hermès in terms of luxury fine jewelry, but I don't have that many to a point that I'm going to need a medium-sized jewelry box that is very, very bougie. And because I don't have that many pieces, I'm always wearing more than half the pieces I own anyway. So for the time being, I've removed this item from my wish list, but it is one that can always come back onto my wish list in the future. And item number 5 that is no longer on my wish list is the Cartier Sm Love bracelet in the full diamond pave. So this bracelet was going to add one more piece to my small bracelet stack that I own at the moment. I still think that it will make for a really nice addition to my current little stack, and I am still open to adding another piece to my stack, but I've got a few other contenders that will do the job. I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon because, like I said, this year I am going to delegate some more funds towards towards reaching some financial goals. So I don't know if I'm going to be spending $20,000-$30,000 on a bracelet this year, but basically I was so set on one day adding that Pave Thin Love bracelet to my collection, but now I would probably consider some more, I guess, value for money options like a diamond tennis bracelet, which will add a lot of sparkles to my current stack. But depending on the diamond size, some tennis bracelets will be half the price of that specific love bracelet. But essentially, I'll be getting a lot bigger diamonds and a lot more sparkles. Another option that I would consider over the love bracelet is actually the Hermès Kelly bracelet with the full encrusted diamonds on the Kelly buckle. So I actually saw a lady in Hermès a couple of months ago. She was in front of me at the register and I just caught a glimpse of her arm candy, and she stacked the love bracelet just like mine, so the thin version with no diamonds, with that Kelly bracelet just with all the diamonds in the buckle area and rest of the bangle plain. That combination I actually haven't seen on Instagram or anywhere. I absolutely fell in love with that combination, and I kept looking at her arm. I don't know if she noticed that I was full checking out her arm candy stack, but I just thought that was a really beautiful, elegant stack, but at the same time a little bit of a less common stack that you see around. You see a lot of people stacking a few love bracelets or a couple of love bracelets and a Justin Clue bracelet, but I haven't seen that combo, and I just really love that combo. And in terms of the price, that Kelly bangle is about half the price of the full Pave love bracelet in the slim version, which for the look that I want to achieve, I think is a fantastic option for me. But my only hesitation with an Hermès Kelly bangle is I don't know if the Kelly buckle, the little buckle bit that sticks out, will get caught onto things. So if any of you actually own a Kelly bracelet from Hermès, I'd love to hear from you what your feedback is, how you find the comfort, and if you get irritated or annoyed by that little turn lock. Do let me know in the comments below. Now I'm going to briefly go through some of the new items that I've added to my wish list. There aren't that many, which is why I didn't make a whole video on my 2022 luxury wish list, but I do have a few items that I'm really keen on. So let's talk about a couple of handbags first. I've always loved the Alaia totes with the laser cut details. I've talked about these totes a few times on my channel, but for some reason I never took the plunge and bought one of these bags. This year I want to add some more interesting bags to my collection that are not so common. So that bag has slowly made its way into my luxury wish list. I don't have any specific preferences in terms of size or color or anything, but I'll keep you guys updated. And I just think the price point is really fair. Depending on size, they range from about $2,000 to about $4,000, and for full leather bags that are really uniquely and well made, I do believe that these bags are pretty well priced. The next bag that has really grown on me over the last few months is the Celine Triomphe bag in the shorter style. Again, this bag comes in a few different sizes and versions, so you get the short shoulder version as well as some of the larger crossbody types. I do like how understated that bag is, and I actually saw these bags in person and the leather is really nice, and these bags seem really well made as well. In terms of price, these bags I think are quite reasonable as well. They range from anywhere between around 3,000 Australian dollars to about 5,000. So yes, very pricey bags still, but when I saw them in person, I did actually really like the craftsmanship on them. So that is another bag that I don't know if I'm actually going to add to my collection, but they really have caught my interest. Now, in terms of fine jewelry, I already talked about the tennis bracelet and the diamond Kelly bracelet from Hermès, but there's one more piece that's really caught my attention lately, and it is a piece from Tiffany from the T line, and it is the T Smile necklace in the small size with little diamonds on it, and probably in the rose gold, because you guys know that I'm a huge fan of rose gold. I think it complements my skin really well. I haven't bought anything from Tiffany's for a really long time now, and I've been actually quite liking their new designs lately. They've really modernized their styles with some of these newer designs. I don't even know if these are new designs. Maybe I just haven't been looking at Tiffany pieces for a really long time, but I'm a huge fan of the Tiffany T Smile necklace, and that one I believe retails for 3,900 Australian dollars, and I know that is a lot of money, but I think it'll make for a really nice daily necklace that is subtle, very dainty, but at the same time will complete an outfit and make an outfit really elegant. There's also one pair of shoes that I've added to my wish list, and it is a pair from Jimmy Choo called Azia in the 95mm heel height, which is very, very similar to the gold pair called Anissa that I recently added just last month for the festive season. I am so impressed by how comfortable this gold pair is, and I just love the simplistic and timeless design of these shoes. So in the new year, I want to add another pair similar to this, and I was browsing online and I found these ones and I love them. I do believe they come in a few different colors, but I do want to stay classic and either go with the black patent or the patent nude. They both will make for a really nice addition to my wardrobe because they will go with any dress that I would wear. And I've also got one piece of ready-to-wear item from Hermès that I saw on the French website a few months ago from the spring-summer collection this year, and it is called the Micro cardigan. It is very reminiscent of the classic Gucci cardigan, but I like this Hermès one a little bit more because it does look a little more ladylike, a little less trendy, so I think this one will be a little more timeless. But at the same time, the prices are pretty much the same. I believe the Gucci version is about $2,500 as well as this Hermès version. And if I had to pick between two, I always feel like the Gucci GG monogram a little too loud for my liking. And I certainly don't want the GG monogram all over me in the form of a cardigan. Whereas I do find the Hermès monogramming a little more subtle because it is not as readily recognizable. So I actually called my Hermès store and they said they haven't received them. I don't know if Australia is gonna get them, but hopefully we get some so I can get to try one, and hopefully I will like it enough to purchase one and add it to my collection. So these are some of the luxury items that I removed from my wish list and some of the items that I added to my wish list. What are some of yours? Do share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Like I said, if you haven't watched my 2 recent luxury wish list videos, I'll leave them on screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That really greatly helps my channel out, so I'd really appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys!